In today's video, I am going to show you how to make the most amazing carnivore gravy. I did a video like this a couple weeks ago called Stupid Simple Carnivore Gravy, but I have leveled up. As we do in life, we progress and we learn more. This is so simple, it's so easy, and it's going to take your carnivore meals to the next level. Let's get started. One of my favorite meals on carnivore is so simple. It's a chuck roast. And I take the chuck roast and I chuck it in the slow cooker before I go to bed at night. Put the slow cooker on low. I don't put any water, I don't put any butter, I don't put any salt. I have one right behind the camera here. It's done just that all night. In the morning, the slow cooker is filled with meat broth. We're gonna use that meat broth to make this simple carnivore gravy, but we're gonna add a few other ingredients that we didn't last time. Carnivore ingredients, and I'll have a link in the description below for each of these along with the recipe. So this may end up being more like a carnivore demi-glaze, a silky, smooth, delicious gravy. And what you're gonna need to do this is, number one, some sort of piece of meat in a slow cooker overnight. For me, that's a chuck roast. I have a 2-pound chuck roast going overnight in the slow cooker. You're gonna need the drippings from that chuck roast. Again, I don't add any water to this. I just let it go overnight and the liquid is pulled out from the meat and it is fantastic. We're gonna end up reducing that down on the stovetop in a second. I'll show you that. Also for this recipe, you're going to need some beef gelatin. This is something new to me that I'm trying for the first time with you all right here. That is going to give this gravy that nice, silky, smooth texture that makes it sort of like a demi-glaze. Also, you could optionally add an egg yolk in or finish it with some cream and a little bit of butter. I like Kerrygold butter. All right, the first step is you need your Healing Humanity, the Power of a Proper Human Diet cutting board. And we have all sorts of merchandise available on our website, link in the description below. The proceeds from our water bottles, cutting boards, shirts, hats, everything, all go 100% towards supporting our documentary. We've traveled all around the world. We've filmed 84 interviews now, and we're currently in the process of editing our main documentary, but we're looking for more stories. We want your story. You can submit your story at a link in the description below. We're looking for stories for our Healing Humanity series, which will be several episodes, and we're looking for your story for our Healing Humanity book, which we hope to be the size of a phone book full of stories of healing that will inspire others to find healing as well. So we're going to use this spatula to get this chunk of meat out, but actually this isn't a spatula. Not for a carnivore anyways. This is a spatula for a carnivore. This thing is going to want to fall apart. Oh, it smells incredible. Let that rest. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to drain the liquid from the slow cooker into a pan or a pot on the stovetop, and we're going to simmer it down. That is going to concentrate all of those flavors. And while that's happening, I'm going to take the beef gelatin and I'm going to put a little bit of it into some water, and that is going to allow it to bloom. So I have this, I'm going to turn this down a little bit lower. We don't want it to boil, we just want a nice simmer. That's going to reduce down. I have that simmer. I have this beef gelatin powder, and I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons. This is available on Amazon. I will have a link in the description below. And then to that, we're going to add some water. I did 1.5 teaspoons of beef gelatin. I'm going to do 1.5 tablespoons of water. This is called the bloom. This is going to be a thickener, and you allow it to bloom for about 5 minutes, which is perfect because it can do that. It can do that while that's simmering over here. Today's video is sponsored proudly by ButcherBox. They recently launched a new initiative where you can support your local USA American farmers. Support American farmers with this new US pasture-raised beef from ButcherBox. This is USDA choice meat. Look at this ribeye, it's absolutely fantastic. The cows are never in feedlots. They're pasture-raised, there's no antibiotics, no hormones. You're supporting a local American farmer. I get so many people asking me, how can I do that? Now you can do it with ButcherBox. There's more details, including a really special offer if you use the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Now back to today's video. While it's simmering, I'm going to season the meat And I'm going to use my Dr. Kilt's mug and some, this is Malden sea salt and this is smoked. I'll have a link in the description for this. So this is what the beef gelatin looks like. It's like a thickener, and I'm going to put that in here, but we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. So I'm going to let this reduce down a little bit more. As it reduces, it just gets more and more flavor. And then at the end, I'm going to add just a little splash of cream, heavy whipping cream. But I want to make sure that this is cooled down a little bit because I don't want the cream to curdle. I just want it to thicken it. This is Malden sea salt, but it's smoked. There's no flavor. It's just salt, but it is smoked, so you have that smoked wood flavor with it. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in there. A little bit of smoky flavor. I guess the only trick with all of this is you got to have vitamin P, which is patience. You got to have some patience. It doesn't take that long, but you got to let it simmer and then you got to let it cool down before you put the cream in. If you try to rush it, you're going to ruin it. All right, so we got the meat broth simmered down with the beef gelatin in it. It smells so good. There's a little bit of the smoked salt in it, and now I'm going to add just a little bit of cream, just a tiny bit, and a little bit of butter. And the butter is going to give it a nice glazy texture. The cream's going to make it nice and rich. So here we go. See, I let this cool down. It's off the heat right now. That was the important part. You don't want to, what's it called, Jen? Curdle it? You don't want to curdle it. I'm going to add a little bit of butter. So I'm using the wang jangler. What's this called, Jen? What's it called? The jangler? Mm-hmm. I'm using the jangler, and I'm getting all those little bits off that are on the bottom of the pan, and the gravy's getting browner. It's also got a sheen to it, so it's kind of like a demi-glaze, and that's probably from the butter that I added there at the end. Gravy's thickened up, it looks incredible, smells incredible, and now we're going to eat. All right, here we go, first bite. Look at that, just dripping off of it. Oh, it's so good. I love chuck roast, like I said. I eat chuck roast probably 3 times a week, but this levels it up. This levels it up. Look at that. Would you look?
And your stuff will get thicker once you leave it for a while too.
It reminds me of when I was a child. My mom used to make a roast, gravy. This is only my 3rd time eating gravy on a carnivore diet. First time was Mimi, and she made beef shanks, and she used beef gelatin. In conclusion, you can make gravy on a carnivore diet. You can make it taste fantastic. You can do it thicker. You can do it more like a demi-glaze like this. This is so flavorful, so delicious. It sticks to your insides. It fills you up. It's like comfort food. It really brings carnivore to the next level. And I can't believe I've been doing carnivore over 2 years and only recently started cooking my own gravies. But I do this chuck roast in the slow cooker probably every 3 days or so. And I'm going to be doing it with gravy from this point forward. Leave a comment down below. What is your favorite way to cook carnivore? Have you introduced something new like gravy? Any tips or tricks for improving gravy? I am by no means an expert. This was just kind of learn with me. I'm kind of trying to incrementally improve. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a comment down below, and you're really going to want to watch this video in the corner of the screen next. One thing too is I let the gravy cool a little bit, and it actually thickened up even more. So here's the last bit of the gravy. I'm going to eat this whole chuck roast myself.